Win the incredible Steigercraft 21DB Miami, powered by a Yamaha 200, in the ultimate season-long multiple-species subscriber-only fishing competition, the Fisherman's 2017 Dream Boat Fishing Challenge. Go to thefisherman.com and enter today. The fishing news is brought to you by Shoreline Insurance Agency and Okuma.
Hey folks, Fred Golofaro here with this week's video fishing forecast, and finally some news on the FLUKE situation. Just on Tuesday, option 5, which was the same length season as last year, running from May 17th to September 21st, along with a 3-fish bag limit and 19-inch size limit, was okayed by the technical committee. It was signed off by NOAA Fisheries later that day, and now our New York DEC is proceeding with emergency regulations to adopt these current regulations. So we do have a FLUKE season. We know when it's going to start. We know what the bag and size limit is, and now what we've got to do is wait for May 17th. On the fishing end, there's some good cod fishing taking place on the REGS off the South Shore. Captain Steve on the Super Hawk out of Point Lookout, he had a good catch, a quality cod on his 4 a.m. rec trips this past weekend. They limited to Friday and Saturday, so he'll be going again this Friday and Saturday. They depart 4 a.m. There's a 25-person limit, so reservations are a must. But they're really catching some quality cod. You know, cod up to 25 and 30 pounds have been taken on these trips, and some good-sized pollock along with the cod. Mike Wasserman, captain of the Freeport-based Starstream, they've been running some tile fish trips. This past weekend's trip produced over 100 tiles, and his next trip is coming up April 29th. Same deal, reservations a must, and it's got a 25-person limit on that trip. Captain Dave over at a Sheepshead Bay there, he's been picking away at flounder during the daytime trips. Sunday night's bass trip saw lots of action, mostly shorts, some handful of keepers, but a lot of action. That fishing should only get better now as time goes on, and some bigger fish are pretty close by right there in Raritan Bay. In fact, we're hearing quite a few fish, up to 20-25 pounds, coming out of Raritan Bay. A lot of that fishing is on bunker. There's plenty of bunker in the bay. We continue to hear good flounder reports coming from the west end of the Sound. Heard that from Jack's Bait and Tackle, and also Island Bait and Tackle up in City Island. So that's encouraging. Flounder fishing also appears to have picked up in Great South Bay. Richie Miller from Lindenhurst Bait and Tackle was out the other day with a few friends. They limited out fishing in Dickerson Channel. Heavy clam chum with mussels and sandworms for bait with a key. But listen to this, Pete Donovan, one of Richie's friends along on the trip, he topped their catch off with a flounder that weighed 3.46 pounds. That's a big flounder coming out of Great South Bay. Johnny Ferrara let me know that he hit Jamaica Bay on Monday and Tuesday looking for bass. No results on the bass, but he noted plenty of bait, and the water temperature was getting up into the mid-50s. He did fly rod a couple of small bass behind his house on Reynolds Channel, where he said there's also plenty of bunker moving through. And he also saw some spearing this past week. We're getting reports of lots of bunker from all over the island, all around the island. It looks like it's going to be another one of those years where we're going to be inundated with bunker, which has its pros and its cons. Sometimes it's just too much bait for the amount of fish around. But again, plenty of bait, and things are looking good. Bass fishing should be picking up as the month progresses. Small stripers in many areas along the South Shore and in the Western Sound. Some really small, some 12-inch fish, even 10-inch fish I've heard about. And what we're seeing is a lot of fish from 2 real good year classes, way above average year classes coming out of the Chesapeake Bay. 2011, 2014, I believe it was, 14 or 15. And those 2011 fish this year should be up in that like 7 to 10 pound class. Great light tackle action with those fish. We're also getting second and third hand reports of bluefish from a number of areas. I've yet to see a photo or had a name attached to a report, so take it for what it's worth. But you know, when you start hearing multiple reports like that, there must be a couple of bluefish being caught. Not the main body of bluefish, but I think before the end of the month we are going to see good numbers of bluefish in our waters. So until next week, Fred Golofaro here for thefisherman.com.
The fishing news is brought to you by Shoreline Insurance Agency and Okuma. Win the incredible Steigercraft 21DB Miami, powered by a Yamaha 200, in the ultimate season-long multiple species subscriber-only fishing competition, the Fisherman's 2017 Dream Boat Fishing Challenge. Go to thefisherman.com and enter today.